Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to ALPOUGH. We're running just a tad late, preparing, and then, of course, I cut myself shaving right before the show. So today, it's really fantastic. I hope you're having a great Friday. The weekend's here. It's holiday. Hope everybody gets a chance to do something, and have a good time, spend some time with your family, and just let's start here. Today, I'm going to talk about something that's really dear to my heart. I just thought it was a good time. First, of course, I'm an adult of my spirit. I'm an adult of my mind. I'm an adult of my thought. I'm an adult of my body. And I'm an adult of my love. And hopefully, this is the one thing I want to be able to share with you that is very meaningful to me. And basically, it's Burning Man. Now, some of you probably know that I'm a burner. I've been to Burning Man 8 times, and each one is not the same. There is no actual way to describe Burning Man in its own way. Each burn is totally different. Now, we've had the pandemic, and we haven't been able to actually go to Burning Man, but there's like 20,000 people that just went out on the playa this year, and I want to dedicate this to the ones who are out there. In spite of not having a burn, they, went out and are doing the burn. And I will mention a couple people that I think that are out there. I want to say hello to. So, Burning Man. Burning Man. Burning Man is in Nevada. Okay? For those who don't know what it is. All right? It's an event that takes place on the last Monday of August to the first Monday of September. Okay? So since this is in the midweek, so this is Friday of the burn. Now, Friday is probably, it's right before the weekend, and it's right before the man burns. And so people are just out riding around and, knowing that it's the day before the burn. So you almost have only one night left, so to speak, of really getting down with the partying. So Friday is always a crazy night. It's always one of the more funner nights, but it actually begins on a Monday, and so it's called Black Rock City. All right, so the actual city where Burning Man is named Black Rock City, and it becomes one of the largest cities in Nevada. I think it's like the 5th largest or something like that when all the people come there. There's anywhere from 75,000 people. Now, my first year was 2010. That was the last year that you could walk up to the gate and actually buy a ticket. Okay, you need a ticket to get in, and there's only so many tickets that they sell. All right. So that was the last year. It's gotten huge, just absolutely massive since I've been there. All right, it's just kept growing and growing and growing and growing. I think there were 50,000 on mine, and then it's just grown, and that's not including the help. So they build this city, and where you pull into or you go into is a small town called Gerlach. Gerlach is 111 miles north of Reno. Okay? So you are literally out in the middle of this desert, okay, that becomes flooded during the winter. And then it becomes a dry lake. And so by the time August comes around, it's the perfect time for that the lake bed is actually dry. So it's called a playa. It's also it's huge, and this is where people go and they do drag racing, and it's so big. And Burning Man is literally, so it's 9 square miles. So it's 9 square miles, okay? And in that 9 square miles is where Black Rock City is built. And just to give you kind of an idea on how it's set up, I have like a ton of pictures. We're just going to go through some stories. So this is Black Rock City. All right, so Black Rock City, it kind of looks like a clock. And if you look up to your left, you'll see it says 10 o'clock. And then you'll see over on the other side, it says 2 o'clock. So it's 2 to 10 like a clock. And then every block is named A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and on, just depending how big people are. So let's just say at Trifecta, we were at 7 o'clock. So you can see straight down the middle there is 6 o'clock, and you go to your left, you'll see that little purple place. And that's where our camp, Trifecta, was. We were right on the esplanade, right on the edge of the playa. So now down there in the center, everything kind of down in the center as you go straight at 6 o'clock and you keep going down is where the actual town, there's a town that's actually built. Okay, and in that town, Burning Man is a it's about no money. So there is actually no vendors that are at Burning Man. Everything is about giving, okay? And it's being totally radical, totally self-inclusive, all right? Meaning that you have to bring everything in, including your water, okay? The only thing they have is the bathrooms, porta potties. So they set that up, but you got to bring in everything else, all right? You have to take everything out. So the water you bring in, the dirty water, shower water, you have to take that out. You can't put that on the ground because of the way the playa is, and there's these shrimp down there or something. They don't want to wake them up. So it's really strange. You can't even pour water, although people do. So it's self-inclusive, all right? And people have camps. And so all around is camps. So you'll see in the picture here where there's our camp. There's that little dark purple there. So we have that space. And then everybody else, they have space. And to get close, you have to reserve your space. You have to reserve the tickets. It's quite a endeavor. And Burning Man and Trifecta, my camp, it started in 2010. 2010? No. 2008. 2008. And our 10-year anniversary that we had a few years ago was our 10-year anniversary. And you might see me, I wear it. This is the only thing I wear, basically, other than my wedding ring, is my Trifecta. And it's got the 10-year anniversary. So it's a special medallion that I really love. So basically, I'm giving you kind of an idea about it. And so now I want to give you kind of my perspective on what it did for me. Because people have their own ideas. And again, I can't give you the whole description. I'm going to, even though I believe this is a great video, you don't know until you go. Okay? So it's an experience that each one of us, each person has. All right? So my name is Comet. All right? And at Burning Man, when you go there and people get to know you, they'll give you a name. Now, you don't have to keep the name. It's just a suggestion. And this was my second year. So my second year, which was 11, I had a friend of mine who said he said, you're like a comet. You're like a comet. And you're coming in. And when you come around, it's like your energy is just massive. And it's such a great energy. The smile and everything, that you're a comet. And I had a year. Chris, I only say first names. Chris named me. His name was Disco. He was 19 years old too. He came in as Disco with this disco ball, godly head. Okay, Disco. Thing turned. When he went out, you could see people just do wild, wild things at Burning Man's in terms of costumes. Here's one of mine. So there's my top hat. I had a love sign that was bright, and that thing over my face would go different colors and all this stuff. So that's just one of my outfits and what people do and how they dress. So you have a year. I took a year and just said, that's my name. And I've been known as Comet ever since. All right, so I started off at Wanderers my first 2 years, and then they didn't decide to have another year or took 1 year off, which happens to people. And so I went to, my first year was with Trifecta. Now, I didn't have any idea where I was going to go. I just put out on Facebook that I'm looking for another camp. Is anybody can help me? And this guy, Travis hit me up and said, buddy, you're coming with me. You're coming to Trifecta, and that's it. That's what he said. You're coming to Trifecta, and you're with me. Now, Travis is also a DJ. And he basically inherited the camp as a rookie, as a virgin. Now, when you come to Burning Man your first year, you're called a virgin. All right? So you have to tell people you're a virgin. That way they can also help you and tease you at the same time. Okay? So, but it's always good, when you tell someone you're a virgin. That way people always look out for you. All right? And so this was actually my third year when I went to Trifecta. And I've been there ever since. I've been there 6 times. So the first time I pulled in to Trifecta, I got there at like 4:35 in the morning. And so I was exhausted. It is roughly almost 900 miles from my house. There at that time I was in Los Angeles. So I pulled up, and one of the things I wanted to say I learned from Burning Man my first year was that I wasn't living up to my potential. And I thought I was living up to my potential. But I realized I wasn't living up to my potential. That there was something greater in me. And that's what Burning Man does. It challenges you to be great. It's not about the drugs. There's just as much education. Okay, people think everybody's just out there partying and having sex. That's as furthest from the truth. That's a truth, but it's not the total truth in any way, shape, or form. It is an educational experience. It is an artful experience. It's an expression experience. It's a teamwork experience. It's meeting new people that you would never meet on the street experience. People come from all over the world to be at Burning Man experience. Okay? We had people from all over the world from Trifecta. All over the country. So we're all spread out. And thank heavens for Facebook, people were able to kind of keep up with each other. But again, people change. So the experience is challenging. It's very challenging to get to Burning Man. It's difficult to get to Burning Man. This is why most people only go to one. I would say 80% only go once out of all the people who've gone to Burning Man. Okay? Most everyone only goes once. Some go twice, but again, it is rare. Now, then some people have gone 20 years in a row. Okay? we'll talk about some of those people. So I'm going to just go through here. So I show up and I have my new bike there. There's my bike I got. And they want to go out and see the sun come up. And this is me. I had one of the things that happened to me was between the 11 and the 12 burn, I lost 50 pounds. Okay. So this was all part of it. This was part of it. And I'd lost, that's when I really started losing my weight. I told you I was over 300 pounds and I got down to about 220, 212. So by there, as I'm just a little over 200 pounds. So, they all recognized because they recognized that I had lost all this, incredible amount of weight. So we're going out in the middle in the morning. I'm exhausted, although I don't look exhausted, but I was. And it's like, let's go. Let's go. Doesn't matter how I'm feeling. I want to experience it. So, and this is some of my people in 2012 that I went to. As you can see, everybody's in all kinds of different outfits. That's me second from the left, next to my boy Kelly. And next to me, to my right, or to the right here, is my boy Nick. Just great times. Just great times. So I'm going to go over just some pictures here and just do some comments, and just because it's the only way I can really kind of show you. So here's one of the magic signs, home. These are, if I was going to describe what people say, is one of the things they always say is welcome home. That was one of the first things I heard was welcome home. I'm like, I'm with Burning Man. No, this is your home. Welcome home. So home, this is a word that this is out every year. All right. This sign is out in the middle of the playa, and people get married out there. There's a couple there, right there. On the O, they're probably gotten married there. And they came back to renew their vow, their love at Burning Man. And then also the word magic. Magic. It's magical. It is like nowhere else that you can possibly go is Burning Man. It is its own. It's its own. There's no other thing about it, but it's its own. It's very unique, even in the cars that people bring. Okay, I mean, get a load of this one. Okay. I have no idea what all this is, but this is what's considered an art car. Okay, and let's see here. This is there's Tracy in the middle, my wife, my lovely wife, and there's me kind of bending over. And this was our first burn. This is the first burn that I took my wife basically to the other side of the world. Actually, it's a funny story with that was the actual first date that I took my future wife on. Okay, she had gone to Afghanistan. I'm going from the military, and so when I said to her when she was talking to me from Afghanistan, I said, I'm going to take you to the other side of the world. So I'm going to take you on your first date. We've been friends, and I'm going to take you on a date. And I said, I'm going to take you to Burning Man. And then you're going to see my life. And then you're going to know whether or not you want to be with me. Okay? So that was our actual first date. And she looks like she's having some fun. And we've been together ever since. And so we are known as the Comets. Here comes the Comets. Oh, gosh. Everything was so great. Every burn was great, but it just even got greater when I found Tracy. So here's just some of the art I'm going to show you. This is the Medusa. And people just bring this out, put it up, for everyone to see, and then take it down. So very unique, very, very, very unique art, and I could go over that. I could just keep going over on that. This is another one. This is a couple, okay? This is, as you can see, it's a huge endeavor. These things were like 30, 40 feet. Oh my gosh. Again, I can only show you so many pictures in my time that I have available, but this is just, and you see the tower that was built next. And remember, this is only for 1 week. So people come in, they come in earlier and they build these things. Okay, so, it is a experience that's year round. It's year round, planned year round. And so you have to prepare year round. Okay, so there's so many pictures I want to show you. All right, so now I want to show you our art car. Okay, this is our art car. This is what we call Black Light Lounge. Okay, now it's changed over the years. This is one of the, I think this was 15. I think it was 15 or 16. It's evolved. Basically, it's a bar on wheels. So you drive this, everyone gets on this. There's an example of us. Now, this was at the 2016 burn, and it's changed. You see, we have a DJ stand up there on the right, and we park it right next to, as close to you can get to the man when the man actually burns. Okay, so this is us all out. I'm up there. You can't see me. I'm in the upper left. I'm right next to that person on the upper left right there, upstairs. We get up there. We want to get up so we can see everything. Here's a man here. Okay. So we go riding around. You can only ride 5 miles an hour. Okay, that's the speed limit. And if you go past that, you get a ticket. And it does cost you. All right. So now we also had a playground. So remember, we're on the, right there on the playa there, if you see in that circle at 7 o'clock. So everyone who's walking by comes through to basically to our camp. Okay. And so, where am I? So this is where people dance. All right. You can see it's up high. People get up at the top so they can see out. All right. And they're out to the left. That's where the ply is. And then people are just walking by and they stop. We had 24-hour DJs. Okay. We had 24-hour bar. I mean, really. Ours was one of the stops that people make. People do remember Trifecta when they come by because we have so much stuff. Here's another look at the actual playground when you're looking inside of it. Now, you kind of can't see it, but there's a net up there right up above. It's 15 feet over, and people go down there and jump on that net, and people party on there also. So, and let's see, here's our central area. All right, so you see we have a lot of people. We had as many as 350 people that are burned. Now, when I came there in 2012, we only had 80 people. And by the next year, in 2013, we had 350 people that came to our camp. We literally had to cut it down because of so many people wanted to come, but it lacked the intimacy because, just there's so many people. So we cut it down. We tried to get down to 150, and I think the least we've ever had was 260, and that's from turning people down. So this is the central area. Actually, this is a huge parachute. Okay, you see this thing in the center? and it's a huge parachute. And it was actually a little bit cooler. It was very hot. It gets very hot at Burning Man. It goes up into 90s, late 90s, early hundreds during the day, and then it literally drops down to anywhere from 50 down to, if you go to certain places on the playa, it might be in the high 30s. So it's hot as hell during the day and really cool at night. So this is basically our central area. So as I said, Travis was out of Brooklyn, New York, and basically where our base was in Vegas. So he was leading, inherited it in 2010, and basically until it ended here in our 10-year run. And so Travis is a very central part. He's was our head DJ and our leader. Now he also, here he is getting married to his beautiful bride, Kirsten. And Kelly, another good friend of mine, was the master of ceremonies. Now, you don't actually get married there. You just renew your vows. You have to go and get legal. So they got married in Vegas and they come up here. So here they are. They're doing their vows. And I believe it's on a Tuesday. And so if you look at Travis on the right, he has a tutu on. And we had a tutu Tuesday. And I had one similar his, and I just want to say this. Travis is the only person who could ever talk me into wearing a tutu. But since it was Tutu Tuesday, I don't have any pictures of me in the tutu. Okay? So, but it's Tutu Tuesday, all right? So now, here's what generally the thing is. So you get married, and then you get on your bikes and you ride out to the playa, okay? And if you look, you see that water bottle there? That's me. That's my water bottle, okay? So I didn't get in the picture, but this is kind of one of the things. People get married there. My wife and I almost did, but then again, things just get crazy, and we ended up not doing it. So let's see here. I'm going to go over to some pictures, some other people here. This is Halcyon. Now, Halcyon was not a member of our group, but Halcyon is one of our great leaders, inspiration. He has a show that he has on. He is coming on my show. Okay, when his book is coming out, we're going to do a whole thing about his book that he's writing about Burning Man. And he is, and also next to him is my good friend Natalie, one of the most incredible artists. We have a lot of art of hers in our house. And so, anyway, so here's Halcyon. As you see, he has pink hair, and the name of his camp is Pink Heart. Okay? So his camp was usually always right next to ours. And what a great camp. They weren't like our camp, because our camp was, party central. Theirs is more of an inspirational type of camp, and they always served great vegan ice cream, and they were known as the hugging. Okay, they're the hug. So they're actually Hug Nation. That's another name that, with Halcyon. It's camp. So you knew it's Hug Nation and also Pink Heart. Okay. So here's a couple other people I want to recognize. All right. Mark's to the left, Mark, and Blair is to the right. These were another two of our leaders that were just not only incredibly smart, but incredibly awesome, and did so many cool things and brought different ideas to the camp. And so these two that need to be acknowledged, and again, they're nuts, okay? And without these two guys are just fantastic people. And I've just met so many fantastic people. It's just hard to get them all in there, okay? But these are two, and along with Travis, it just absolutely some of the most incredible people I've ever met. And I'm still not doing the service on what I really want to describe Burning Man. It's just, it's just impossible to really do describe. So here's one of my outfits, my wizard outfit there, and I guess it's self-explanatory. Here's another one of my outfits. And I borrowed that hair, by the way. Here's me. I met an alien. I have no idea how I got that picture, but here's me in my Mad Hatter outfit. And gosh, it's just so many. My head is kind of spinning here on all this. Because today is the Friday of the burn, and I just want to really take that acknowledgement about it. Again, I'm literally not giving the service that it actually deserves, but I think most people who go to the burn, most people who are involved in it, they're just like me when they say this. I cannot put you there, okay, to feel when you go through the gate, okay, and just the feeling that you get when you see your friends who you haven't seen in a year. And I just want to say, I miss you guys. I miss you guys tremendously. And I haven't forgotten any of you. There's so many stories that I could tell. I'll probably tell it in another video here. So that's just it in a nutshell. And I want to see here my comments, and I bet there are a lot of my wife. Yes, one of my favorite spots, the Playa. It's called the Playa. I used to call it the Playa, but we call it the Playa, and you don't capitalize it. Great art cars. We rode on a number of art cars. Tracy had no idea what she was in for when she got there, but she just was a trooper. That was fun. Also, the playground with the net stretched across the towers. People would be up off the floor. Oh, that's another thing. We had all these pillows up there. And people were having pillow fights like you had when you were a kid. And as long as they stayed up there, but then they dropped to the ground and they'd get dusty, and that took the fun out of it. Typical desert temperatures. Yeah, well, we live in the desert, so we're used to the heat. And I don't know, Tuesday. Yes, I told Tracy that I was going to do that. She had no idea. Oh, you got the legs for it. Thank you, sweetheart. Natalie and Halcyon, you've given an acknowledgement to them. They great ice cream. Fredo, where did you get the jacket? You mean the jacket I'm wearing? Or most of everything I get on Amazon, okay? And I just kind of add my little things here. So this one in particular, I got on Amazon, and I got the tassels also on Amazon. So nice to hear from you, Fredo. Appreciate it. So finally, so many emotions when you enter the gates of Burning Man. The play is a whole new world. It is the first time, and I get out of here, I'm running over time. The first time, and even the second, third, fourth, fifth, but particularly the first time, you felt like you was on another planet. The goblin. Boy, I know the goblin. I know. I wish I had a picture of it. Got you, man. You got me, buddy. Thanks, Fredo. Appreciate it all, man. So, if you don't know, you don't go, you don't know. And I hope Burning Man comes back. I don't think it'll ever be the same. I hope so. That people will get a chance to really experience it. So I hope this gives you some small idea. You can go, there's so many videos on Burning Man. You might check it out. Better than the deal that I did, but at least I want you to know about it. So ALPOUGH. That's me. You can call me Comet. Happy weekend, everyone. Hope you have a great holiday. And I'll see you probably Tuesday.